Hi, grade 7. For the final activity and the last half of the double block today on Wednesday, December 6th, um, we're going to start a new learning target. So, what I would like you to do is to copy and paste this learning target, which is I can learn how scientists use weather maps and stations to predict future weather. And we're going to do a sub target for this means that I can write down current weather for 3 cities over 3 days. On the fourth day, I can predict the weather for each city by understanding the trends within weather patterns. Keep in mind that when I did this with period one, that they actually didn't get the prediction, which I told them we'd do that in Friday's class. So I'm going to keep the same thing for you. So your job is to just to write down the weather for 3 cities over 3 days. And I'll show you the document in just a second. So you're going to want to click this meteorologist activity. Actually, before that, you want to copy and paste that. Go to your climate diversity bundle and move down to learning target 2. And you can see I've already copied and pasted it. But I'm going to do it again for you guys. So now that we have our second learning target, let's go back to our agenda. Click on this meteorologist activity. So the big question is, how does water and air interact with the Earth's atmosphere and hydrosphere? The focus question that we're going to focus on today is, how do scientists use weather maps and stations to predict future weather? The first task is quite simple. You have to understand how weather stations work, and by doing this, we're going to open up a weather map and play around with the icons and symbols for fronts and precipitation. So you want to click this. Notice that your screen might have a little puzzle piece and it'll say activate Adobe Flash Player. So please activate that. If you right click, you'll be able to do it. It's pretty simple. But when you do activate your Adobe Flash Player, if you don't have it, you can download it for free. Go to Google, type in Adobe Flash Player. You'll get this app. Now, all I want you to do in this task is to you can actually put different weather fronts onto your map. And I want you to start reading and understanding what these icons mean. So for example, cold front is this blue, almost like semicircle, spiky icon here. And you can actually change the size of it. If you click on that, you can change the size of the front. Okay, I would also look at precipitation. You can add snow to it. So the idea is you're just learning about the symbols with weather maps. Don't have to submit anything, don't have to create a certain map, just kind of become familiar with it. Close that down. When you get to activity 2 wants you to read the weather from a weather map that's already been created for 3 days, for 3 cities. And I'll show you how to do that right here on this map, or on this app. Sorry, Google Doc. So you scroll down, we have day 1, and we have 3 stars on our map. These stars represent 3 cities. First city, Phoenix, Arizona. Second city, Oklahoma City. The third city is Atlanta, Georgia. When you get to these maps, you'll notice that these fronts are approaching the city. It doesn't necessarily mean it's there yet. It means it's approaching. So if you look at these symbols and numbers, well, what do these mean? There's a legend here to describe what this actually means, what's actually happening in Phoenix, Arizona right now. So what I look at is this dot in the middle. This actually means an overcast. So right now, a low system's approaching. We have no sun out. It's an overcast. This number here represents temperature, so it's quite hot. Down here is another number. That's the dew point. So that's looking at how much water vapor is currently in the air. So at 87, we've reached the dew point, which represents percentage, and that at that point it would start raining. The R represents thunderstorm, and the 1 dot represents a little bit of rain. Notice this line here represents wind speed, and it's saying it's moving kind of southeast with 1 to 2 knots, so very light wind. Here we have a high pressure system because this represents pressure. Anything over 100 is high pressure. So your job is to, if you scroll down, describe the weather in those 3 cities. I've done one for you in Phoenix. Today in Phoenix, we will have cloudy, hot, and a humid day with high pressure and a slight breeze to the southeast. One other thing I missed. Chance of thunder showers with rain. Okay, so your job is to complete this for 1, 2, and 3 days. Task 3 will wait till Friday, where it gets more difficult and you're actually going to predict the weather looking at the weather that's approaching those 3 cities. Good luck, have fun, and be sure to work diligently throughout the 2-hour class today. Thanks, guys.